Hey everybody, it's ShadowStar here for my review of Eve of the Daleks, and despite what some people will say online, I thoroughly enjoyed this episode. Like, honestly, I really enjoyed it for the most part. For one thing, it's a time loop episode. Something I can't believe we haven't done in Doctor Who. Like, seriously, Doctor Who's a time travel show and we've not had a time loop until now? This was, I mean, I love time loop episodes. If you know me, when I've watched some of the Arrowverse shows, I love time loop episodes. So seriously, how has it taken this long to actually do one? And like most time loop episodes, this was thoroughly fun with all the fun shenanigans that come with a time loop episode. It also didn't overload us with a billion trillion characters. It gave us the main people and two extra people who, at first I thought, oh, why do I care about these people? But after a few minutes, I realized, oh, we're in a time loop, and these are the people we're going to care about. And honestly, I really enjoyed them. More so the female. I mean, the guy was good too, but I enjoyed the female. She had a lot of good lines. The actress really had some good lines in this one. And I feel like the Daleks did too. Yes, the Daleks has good lines. I feel like at this point, I feel like they tried to make a running gag of the Daleks saying the Daleks do not blank, whether it's the Daleks do not apologize or the Daleks do not this. Plus, I love how they tried to squeeze in the line with a Dalek saying, I am not Nick. At this point, the Daleks are just repeating things in a Dalek voice, and yet it didn't manage to get old. So honestly, I don't mind it so long as they don't repeat that joke again. So yeah, the Daleks had managed to have good lines, and they weren't overused, which I love. I love a time loop. All the characters had great lines and line readings. Like, obviously I enjoyed the female character, and of course you've got Dan in this episode, so every moment Dan manages just like before, he managed to be that underrated, small used character, because like we've had him all through Flux and now, and he's barely had any screen time, but the screen time he does have, he's always got the best comedic lines. This episode was no exception. Like that moment where he distracts a Dalek, brilliant! He just constantly distracts a Dalek with comedic lines, then he runs around in circles, proving how useless Daleks are at shooting people. And yeah, so Dan had the best lines. Of course, I do have to talk about the one thing I don't like about this episode, of course. Yaz actually confirms the fan theory that she has feeling for the Doctor. The positive side of this is that there is only 2 episodes left for both Yaz and 13, so how far can they actually take that plot in 2 episodes? Oh well, look, it's okay. I'm not a fan of it. I don't want it to happen, but if it's one-way situation, then maybe it's the reason she leaves. Who knows? We don't know. And so all the time when through the Flux, when the TARDIS was breaking, it just led to this episode, and that was it. But still, I thoroughly enjoyed this episode. Being a time loop episode, there's not too much you can actually say, because like it's a very condensed plot, which is the fun of a time loop episode. 6 characters plus Daleks, 1 main set or collection of sets, and pretty much, yeah. But seriously, all the characters were great. You say what you will, they know how to have good characters. I know some people are going to be negative, but hey, people are always negative. Some people might not like this episode. If you're not a fan of time loops, or you just wanted something different, I can understand that. But for me, I really love it. I really do. Like, I was pleasantly surprised. Like, I didn't know what to expect going into this episode. I'd heard rumors it was a time loop, but I had been keeping away from information for once, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Unlike other people who've been reading up on spoilers, I didn't know what was going to come in this episode, and I didn't go in thinking, oh, this is going to be big or what, because with these 3 specials, I have no idea what to expect. They're 3 possibly self-contained episodes, because like the next episode's are Sea Devils. This episode had no major connections to the previous episodes. So honestly, I'm enjoying the fact that this was a very nice self-contained episode. way better than pretty much anything we had in Series 13. I mean, Series 13 had its ups and downs, mostly its downs, but the more self-contained an episode was, the better it was. That's one thing we've learnt with this era. The more self-contained an episode, the better. Anyway, I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10. Pretty high, especially for... Pretty high, all things considered, especially given my opinions on the Chibnall era. But I honestly found myself laughing and enjoying this episode. So, you know what? I enjoyed it, and why should I hide that fact? Anyway... The next episode is the Sea Devils, so you know what? They're bringing back a classic enemy, and it still looks just as ridiculous, but we'll see how it plays out. I've yet to actually see the classic episode that had the Sea... No, I think I did see the Sea Devils episode, but there's a lot of people who probably wouldn't have seen it, because a lot of people don't watch classic, so yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. I don't even know when the hell it airs. There's only 2 episodes left in this whole year, and 2 episodes left of 13. Oh boy. Also, I wouldn't be surprised if by the next time we see another review, we might have our new Doctor revealed. Maybe. We'll see. But that's all for another day. The fact is, I enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you next time for more Doctor Who and other things as well. See you next time, guys. So, I was saying this is the first episode with a time loop. But is it? Does Heaven Sent count as a time loop episode? Interestingly enough, Heaven Sent is one of my favourite episodes, so yeah, noticing a pattern here. Does Heaven Sent count as a time loop episode? I wonder what other people think about that.